Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast, this time talking about, well, short trips. This is short trip week after all. Today we're talking about the Shadows of Serenity. Good old-fashioned Sixie, the Sixth Doctor himself, giving us his all in short story form. Now, as I've covered elsewhere, we all know that the short trip series have a long and noble history dating back to the BBC and Virgin novelisations, where you had wonderful collections of great short stories, some of which were written by people who you would spot today working for TV. These short stories had twists and turns, or just were nicely written, but they always had great characterisations, and people genuinely tried to pull off some great stuff. But that we've all covered before. Today we're talking about the Shadows of Serenity. Now, with it being old Sixie and Colin not being one of the readers, that falls to Peri. Good old-fashioned Nicola Bryant. Now, as Nicola is English and Peri is American, you get a lovely narration going all the way through, and then she steps into the character of Peri and she gets to do the voice. It's very, very simple, and she does a lovely line in blustering Sixth Doctor. The rest of the characters are all represented perfectly well by the reading. Characterisation-wise, excellent. But what's the story all about? Because regardless of how well something's actually read, it has to be a good story to pull it off. So here's the synopsis. The Guns of Malgar once defended their planetoid from any who strayed too close. Just one gun could obliterate an entire Starfleet. The Malgarians are known as a vicious, belligerent species. So when the TARDIS brings the Doctor and Peri to their homeworld, they are puzzled to be greeted by a pacifist population. Peri assumes the Doctor has just got his facts wrong, but he is reluctant to accept the Malgarians' uncharacteristic behaviour. What lies behind it? And what is the secret of the Sisters of Serenity? Being a short story, I can't really give you any more information, apart from the fact that to say that it's remarkably well read. Because if I give you any more information, that would be classed as well a spoiler. So here's an excerpt, and I'll bid you farewell and let you decide for yourself. Because with this June release, this marks the end of Short Trips Week. We'll be back again very soon with some more Big Finish reviews and some Doctor Who fun. So until next time, be seeing you.
Why don't we be sensible for once and just stay in the TARDIS until your renticular, whatever it's called, recharges itself? Nonsense! Where's your spirit of adventure? That same pioneering spirit that made your country great? The Doctor boomed grandly and strode off, leaving Peri no alternative but to follow. There was no moon in the sky, but thousands of stars afforded them enough light to see. Peri had never seen so many, and of such size and brilliance, not since she'd driven with some of her friends across the wide open plains of Arizona. "They're beautiful," she told the Doctor. Apparently distracted by something in the distance, he turned around and looked up disinterestedly into the sky. "Do you recognize any of the constellations?" she asked. "Perhaps they could give us an idea of where we are." "I thought that might have been Ordinatra Crucis, but the stars are in the wrong configuration." He shook his head and frowned. "Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are." "You know, Peri, there's something very peculiar about those stars." "Oh yeah? Like what?" "I just can't put my finger on it at the moment." Then he abruptly changed the subject. "Now, onwards! We have miles to go before we sleep."
You've been listening to the Tin Dog Podcast. Available on RSS, iTunes, Stitcher, Audio Boom and Tumblr. Doctor Who and its associated works are copyright of the BBC. No infringement is intended. You can contact the show, donate, buy merchandise, or find out more about my other projects by visiting the Tin Dog Podcast homepage and clicking on the links. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.